Oh, it stinks! Ugh.
Have you ever been in a situation like that where you've shot yourself in an awkward situation?
Where I've shat myself in an awkward situation.
Yeah. Or maybe just a humorous situation.
What, I did what? Where I'm like giggling and then it's like, oops, a little bit came out.
No, I just mean, do you have any funny, like, shit stories?
Yes, I do, actually. I have a number of good shit stories. Well, and now that I've said that, I can't think of any. So here's a funny one, okay. I shat myself in school when I was, what year was that? I think I was in year 4.
Yes, year 8.
I was in year 4, I shat myself.
Year 11.
I haven't thought about this in a while. So I had some, I don't know if it was like norovirus or something. I had the shits, but I was taken into school because my parents were like, oh, it's probably not, it's not fucking, you're just shitting a lot. Adam, stop eating some apples. But I go into school, I know I'm not feeling that great. I'm like, I get into the cloakroom, put my coat up, and I'm like, oh, shit, it's coming. And I rush for the toilet cubicle. There's loads of people in the way, and I'm like, oh, dodging out, in and out, zipping in and out. I think I'm about to make it. As soon as I close the door, it all just comes out.
What, in your trousers?
You know how when you start shitting, you can't turn it off. It just all comes out, and there it was, brown pants, brown trousers. It was nasty. I couldn't do anything. I was just like, my teacher, Mr. Shadbolt, a shout out. He was like, doing the register, he's like, where's Adam? And some kid's just like, I think he shat his pants. Well, that was great at the time.
Were you just hiding in the toilet?
Well, what else could I do?
How long were you in the toilet before somebody
like fucking 15 minutes. I was like, I don't know what to do here. I just shat myself.
It would have been hilarious and disgusting. The teacher that had to go in there and get you.
Oh.
Like, Adam, yeah.
I was talking to my mate after, and he was just like, they decommissioned the toilet.
What, permanently?
Well, no, it had a sign on it for the rest of the day. Oh, that was funny. At the time, when you're a kid going through that, it's like, wow, this is hell. I'm gonna get the shit bullied out of me. But my God, looking back at it now, it was fucking hilarious.
Did many people find out about it?
Fucking everyone. Did you not hear the bit where someone during register was like, Adam shat himself?
How did they know that you shut yourself when you shut the door, though?
I guess they figured it out. It must have fucking stank, bro. That was not a normal shit.
They heard the door close and then they heard the noise and they were like, there's no way that ass made the toilet in time.
They saw it leaking from under the gap.
Yeah, it was like the fucking blob.
Oh, did you? Jesus. So did you have the embarrassing situation where you had to have like because schools always keep like a spare pair of underpants and trousers, don't they? Yeah, ready for those situations.
Yeah, I had to wear those. It was, and then I got taken home.
Yeah, that happened to me once, but it wasn't from poo. It was from vomit. I like threw up all over myself. I can still remember it. I was only in reception, so I must have been about 5. And someone had been sick earlier when they were sat next to me. So they'd probably been breathing their illness all over me all morning. And I remember at one point suddenly they just went and spewed all over the table and all over the legs of the teaching assistant. And when I was younger, I used to absolutely hate... I was absolutely disgusted by vomit when I was younger. If I ever saw it on telly or anything, I would always switch it off. So I was annoyed at that. And then later in the afternoon, I was stood in the toilets washing my hands, and I can remember turning to one of the other pupils in the class that was in there with me and just saying, I don't feel very well, and then just spewing everywhere. And I must have ended up spewing all over myself as well, because I had to have my like underpants and trousers changed by one of the other teaching assistants.
How come your underpants had to be changed? Did you puke on your trousers and then just like, I'll just undo them?
I think it must have just like, I must have just thrown up all over myself and it just seeped through everything.
Jesus. Well, there we go. No funny shit stories?
I never used to go for shits at school. I trained my body not to. Nobody ever did. Oh, I do have a funny story, actually, not related to school, but I remember when I was...
2 days ago, I shat my pants.
When I was about 10, we went to New Zealand, and the flight was absolutely hellish for me, and I got ill on the flight and ended up throwing up on the final leg from Brisbane to Auckland, throwing up in the toilets, and then it was a 5-hour drive from Auckland to where my family lived that we were staying with, and I was just having diarrhoea constantly through that whole journey. We were just having to keep pulling over. And it was just a culmination of like the 32 hours we'd been on the plane had just drained me of all. I was just like a hollow shell of a human being at that point. And I can remember there were 2 disaster moments from it. One was we pulled over to a service station, and I must have started going before I'd properly sat on the toilet, because rather than shitting on in the toilet, I shat in the toilet, on it, and all around it as well. And just made a complete mess. And then
wait, where was this?
In New Zealand.
No, where?
In like a at like a petrol station's toilet.
You took a service station shit.
Yeah.
And the number of service stations I've walked into and the cubicles have just been pasted in shit.
Yeah, well, that
You're
was me.
part of the problem, Rob.
I had diarrhoea after a 32-hour flight. Don't blame me. I was only 10. And the worst part is, after I walked out, I said it wasn't me that did it. I said it was like that when I got in there.
Yes, Rob. That's what you have to do. You've got to pass the buck over.
The service station person even apologised after my mum and my uncle were like, oh yeah, we tried using it, but it wasn't very clean.
You fucker. Do your parents know that?
I think they knew it was me, yeah. And then later on, it was either before or after, but I can't remember, but we pulled over and I had to diarrhoea on the side of the road and ended up just missing and just pulled down my pants and just shat all over the pulled down pants.
You pulled down your pants and then shat in your pants.
So you shat your pants?
Well, I shat on
like
them.
Shat upon them.
Kind of disgusting fucking hammock.
Pretty much.